Hey Squad, welcome back to episode of Is It Worth It? So today's episode we got this cool link here, and here's what these are power station. So right here I do have two different power stations from the same exact brand. This one right here is called the Delta Pro, and this is the newest one which is called the Delta 2 Max. So obviously right off the bat, when you guys do look at the size for both of them, you guys can see how the Delta 2 is a lot bigger for the size compared to the Delta 2 Max, which is totally understandable because this one right here is the most powerful unit that they do have from the Ecoflow brand. And what you guys do get on here has a lot of stuff that this one does not have. And for this one, you guys are missing a lot of stuff that this one has. In terms of, right here, I give you guys only 4 of the AC option. And this one give you guys 6. But this one definitely provides way more power on here, a lot more options for you guys to use. In terms of the RV charging option on here for you guys to use. So what I'm doing right now is bring it a little bit closer and show you guys what's on here first. And then we'll compare both of them by charging it up and also testing out how much power it does provide. And also show you guys what it actually looks like on the app. Alright, so once I bring the camera a little closer, this is what it looks like right here. So it's definitely a huge size difference when you guys compare the Delta Pro versus the Delta 2 Max right here. Even the screen itself, it looks a lot better than see here compared to the small screen here. The screen size for the Delta 2 Max is similar to like the Delta 2 that I showed you guys before. But you see how they do give you guys a lot of similarities on here in terms of 2 USB options that's regular charge, 2 of them that's fast charge. Same thing for this one here. This one here give you guys around 99 hours on here, and this one give you guys around 1 day, even when you guys do have it at 26%. But probably won't show you guys 1 day on here because that's the max of the number on here. So probably give you guys more than that. And then right here, they do give you guys 2 of the USB-C option that provide you guys 100 watts of power when you guys do use it. Even see. Same thing for this one right here. But notice how this one right here does not have the button control for you guys to turn it on and turn it off for the USB option or USB-C option. Where for this one right here, they do have the button for you guys to turn it on and off. And then here we do have the main button for you guys to turn it on and off. Same thing for this one here as well. And then notice how the bottom right here, we do have the AC option like I mentioned. This one give you guys 4 of them here. And also give you guys the RV option on here. That's 38 max. And this one here is 28 max. And here we do have the button for you to turn it on and off. Wherever this one right here, it wouldn't be on this side, it's on the other side. So I'm actually flip it around. So once I flip it around, you guys can see on this side right here, like I mentioned earlier. So this one has 6 options available on here. And notice the way how they design it. Each one of these is a 3-prong option, so it's grounded. So that means you guys can use 2-pronged option or 3-pronged option on here. If you guys do look at the Delta Pro right here, we do have the little handle for you guys to push out for you guys to use. So very nice to have the option on here, especially considering the product is so heavy. And I'll show you guys how it does work in a second. So that's pretty much everything on this one right here. This one right here, you can see we do have some more stuff in terms of DC option for you guys to use. And right here is where you can plug in the cable to charge it up, either using the AC option or the solar option, and we do have the overload protection. And notice how right here they do label how you do have the option to increase or lower the speed of the charging speed, which is really awesome. But you guys also have that available on here as well. It's pretty much on the other side, so I should turn it around. So when you guys do turn around to the other side right here, you can see right here we do have the other option available in terms of the charging option. But kind of sucks how this one doesn't really stand up in place. You can see. Not like this one right here, when you guys open up, it actually stays in place. So I'm not sure if there's something wrong with this one. Maybe it's not standing in place correctly or something, but it does not stand up. But on here, you can see how it does give you guys the overload protection for you to use. We do have the AC option for you to use. The solar option, the car charging option for you to use on here. But notice how you guys only have 1 of them. Wherever this one here, we do have 2 options available. And then right here, we do have the option for you guys to increase and lower the speed. So there's fast or slow or custom, which is very cool. And then notice how right here, we do have the option for you guys to plug in an extra battery on here to give even more power on here and last a lot longer if you guys want the option available. They also have the option available for this one right here on the side. Let me actually turn on the side to show you guys what I mean for both of them. The reason why I want to turn this one to the side is because there's something on the side here, this option here. So I'll turn on the side first. So once you guys turn on the side, you can see right here, we do have the slot for you guys to plug in the extra battery port. So this one is definitely a lot smaller because of the design on here is not as big. But it will provide you guys a lot more power on here if you guys want to purchase it separately. So that's what it actually looks like here. And what I show you guys on this side right here, they pretty much have that on here. So let's open it up. And see right here, they do have the option for you guys to plug it in. So the DC option here, this option here, IoT option, pairing option, standby option, and remote. So feel free to use all the options on here if you guys want to. And I also love how they do have this model design on here. So that way when you guys open up here, you don't have to open the whole entire thing. Just open up this smaller compartment here, which is very convenient. And then bottom part right here, you do have the infinity AC option for you to use, which is very awesome. So you definitely get a lot of stuff on here, but you do get a lot less of the AC option on this one compared to this one. You can see how I give you guys 6 on this one here, and then this one only give you guys 4. but you guys do get the RV option here that this one does not have. And right here on the side, they do tell you guys how this is the Delta Pro and this is the Delta 2 Max. And both of them, they do have the air vent option to prevent it from overheating when you guys do use on here. And the same thing on this side here. And like I mentioned, for this one actually has the wheel for you guys to move it around really easily, where for this one it does not, because it's not heavy enough for you guys to have wheel on this one. You guys can actually use two hands to carry it. So if you guys do look at the top part right here, we do have two of the handles for you guys to carry around. Same thing for this one as well. But because this one is a lot more heavier, they actually give you guys this strap right here to actually carry a lot easier. That way it won't hurt yourself when you guys do lift it up. And this one actually looks like side by side when you guys do look at both of them. One right now is to plug it in and see how much power it does provide, and we'll also show you guys what it actually looks like in the app. Alright, so before I actually connect it on the actual product to show you guys how much power it does provide for each one of them when you guys use a fast and slow charging option, I do want to show you guys what it actually looks like on the app first. So I do have a bunch of products on here in terms of River 2, River 2 Pro, River 2 Max, Delta 2, Delta 2 Max, and Delta 2 Pro. So for this test, I do want to test out these two right here, which is Delta 2 Max and the Delta 2 Pro. So once you guys got all connected, you guys can press on either one of them and it show you guys the power that's on here. So input, output, show you guys how much power for everything on here for AC, DC, and the USB, and etc. And you do have the option to turn on and turn off the AC option and DC option. And they do have different views for you guys to change. So for example, if you guys want to change it to this one here. Let's see, where is it? Change it right here to the standard. It gives you guys a lot more information on here for you guys to use. And also allow you guys to turn on and turn off the X-Boost technology on here, you can see. But notice how they show you guys how much power for each one of them for the USB option and the USB-C option. And it does show you guys how much battery is left on here when you guys do use it, similar to like a Tesla car. And show you guys the battery temperature on here and how long it takes to recharge it. So same thing applies to the Delta 2 Max. If I do go to the other one here, show you guys the same stuff. And this one actually allows you guys to turn on and turn off the USB option like I mentioned. But if you guys go right here, you guys want to change it to the other view. Change it to this one. And this is what the view looks like compared to the Delta Pro. You can see the difference on here. And make sure that when you guys do get these products right here, you do want to make sure to update the firmware on here. So I'm gonna update this one first and we'll plug it in to see how much power it does provide for both of them. All right. So while the other one's updating, I do want to show you guys how much power that's on here first. So I'm seeing how right now it's at 1600 watts and it goes as high as 1700 watts when you guys do plug it in. And also let's see how long it takes you guys to recharge it, which is around like 2 hours or maybe more than that. They mentioned for the Delta 2 Pro, it probably take roughly around 2.7 hours to recharge it from 0 to 100. But right now it's at 26% and that's how much power it does provide. And this is using the fast option. Let me turn off the switch in the bottom or the back part to slow and see what the difference is compared to the fast option. All right, so I'm gonna see how once you guys change it from fast to slow, it definitely increased by a lot. So it's actually better for you guys to do the slow charging option to maintain the battery health or the battery life. Because if you guys do keep fast charging often, the battery life on there might die a lot faster than normal. So keep that in mind. But this is pretty much how much power it does provide when you guys do the slow option versus fast. So now I'm actually unplug it on here and we'll plug it into the other one and show you guys what the difference is for the power that's being charged on here versus the Delta 2 Max. All right, so I just plugged it in and see how much power it does provide. So the number is slowly increasing. It doesn't just jump up to like 1700 watts like the other one when you guys can see. But the number on here definitely goes pretty high as well, even though it's at 76%. I believe this one should go as high as the Delta Pro when you guys do use that, but we'll see. So as right now, I can see it's almost at 1700 already. So it definitely probably has a lot of power on here when you guys do use it. And the number on here starts to go down, probably because we're using a lot of power on here for 76%. But it does go as high as 1700 watts, you can see. Now let's try to turn on the slow option on here to see what happens when you guys use the slow option versus fast. All right. So once you guys activate the slow option on here, the number definitely decreased a lot. So right now it's maintaining around 400 watts to slowly charge the product. But you can see when you guys do look at it, it definitely probably got the same amount of power on here compared to this one here. So there's no difference for the charging speed. So really impressive for what you guys do get for the Delta 2 Max. It's a smaller unit, but probably got the same charging speed when you guys do use that, which is pretty awesome. So technically, if you guys want to use this to recharge this product here, you do have the option available. But you can see how the number is going pretty high already. It went from 77% to 80% just within a few minutes because this product is a smaller unit compared to this one here. And notice how quiet it sounds when you guys turn on here. So the Delta 2 Max, which is the newest one, it actually works a lot better than the Delta 2 Pro or the Delta Pro in general because it's so much more quiet and also charges pretty fast as well with the technology on here. One right now is try out the USB-C option first to see how much power it does provide. Then we'll try the AC option on here. Alright, so let's plug it into the small one here first. Turn on USB, plug it in, give it a few seconds and it should load up right here. You can see how the numbers going up right here. Right now it's at 95 watts, 97, 99. Right here showing 99.5, but on the actual power right here it's showing 103. So it definitely does probably got a good amount of power on here. And it mentioned how if you guys maintain at 103 watts, it will give you guys roughly around 15 hours of battery life on here at 84%. And now it's showing 100 watts. So for both of the USB-C option on here, it will probably guys 100 watts. And right here should give you guys around 22.5 watts if you guys use the option. But I feel like most of the time now, most people use the USB-C option more than the USB. But very nice how they do have the option available. So that way you can charge multiple devices at the same time. Same thing applies to here. So let's plug it in here. So once you guys do plug it in, you guys can see how the number increase here. And show you how the number increase here as well. And once you guys do plug in here, it actually kicks in the fan immediately. Where for this newer version here, for the smaller version, it does not kick in the fan when you guys do plug it in. But notice how right here is showing you guys 105 or 104 watts. And right here is showing you guys 102.5. So it'll give you guys slightly more power on here than the other one. And when you guys do use the Delta Pro, when you guys do use it for a longer period of time, it will have a louder fan speed option on here because it's a little bit more powerful when you guys do use it. So keep that in mind. But now that we show you guys how it does work for both of them, now let's try to use the AC option on here and see what happens. Let's use the small one first and then show you the big one. Because for the Delta 2 Max, it probably will not support more than 2 devices when you guys do use that. Whereas for this one here, it will support more than 2 devices when each one is like around 1400 watts or above that range. So let's try it on here first and then we'll try on this one. Alright, so right here I do have all 3 products all set up right here. And currently I do have it plugged into this device here. So what I'm doing right now is to turn it on and give it a try using 2 of them first. Because for 2 of them it should work. I'll unplug this one as well. So this one right here is my induction cooktop from the New Wave brand. Right here we do have electric kettle from the Govee Life brand. Let's turn this one and let's turn this one on max. And let's give that a try first. So you can see how on the pod right here is showing you guys 2400 watts. And that is supposed to be the maximum on here when you guys do use that. But if you guys do plug in like small device like a laptop or your power bank on here, you guys will be able to see how the number does increase a little bit, but not a lot, but enough to support here and everything else. If you see how it does get very close to 2500, and if you guys were to plug in another thing at the same time and use it, it will not support it. Let me show you guys what I mean. So I do unplug that, and if you guys do open this one as well, you see how it does pop on the overload protection on here to turn off automatically. So for this product, it definitely has the safety feature built in just like any other Ecoflow product. And once it pops on the overload protection on here, it does turn off. So once it goes above 2400, especially when you guys plug in 3 devices, that each one will probably use around like 1400 watts or so. It will not work more than 3 devices or even 3 devices in general. But definitely when you guys use 2 of them on here, it does work. Or even 3 of them if you guys do plug in the power bank here. But for this one here, which is a Delta Pro, it will work for you guys to use 3 devices at the same time that uses a lot of power. So maybe if you guys want to use 3 chainsaws at the same time, that's 1300 watts each, it will support it. So let's unplug all the cable and plug it in here to show you guys what I mean. Alright, so I just unplugged all the cable from this device here onto this one here. And see how we do have all 3 of the cable plugged in here. So we'll do the same thing with 2 of them first, and then we'll turn on this one afterward to see how much it works. And see if there's a power difference when you guys use it. So we got that one on. We got this one on. When you guys do look at the power that's on here, you guys can see how it does probably got more power on here compared to this one right here. And the fan does kick in for this one as well, just like this one when you guys do use a lot of power. If you guys notice how the maximum on here was around like 2500 or 2400. And when you guys do use on here, it goes as high as 2700. But if you guys do turn on another device on here, once you guys turn it on, it gives you guys even more power. So if you guys notice how right here, it went as high as 4000 watts because of the X Boost technology, but it brings down the power on here and it brings down to 3600 MC. So because of the X Boost technology on here on this one and the smaller one, it actually allows you guys to use it for more powerful stuff. But notice how the other one for the Delta 2 Max, it only allows you guys to use 2 devices that's really powerful. And this one actually supports all 3. And if you guys want to plug in the other cable on here, which is a USB-C option as well, feel free to do so. And see how the power does go up slightly more. So it definitely does probably got a lot of power on here when you guys do use all 3 of them at the same time, and even more stuff in the front part right here if you guys want to. It has the built-in protection on here in terms of overload protection. So that way you can use everything on here at the same time, which is really powerful. So for this product, if you guys were to use it for your electric vehicle, maybe to charge a Tesla, it probably will work. And I might even do a video to compare that to show you guys when it actually works or not. But as of right now, when you guys do use it for all 3 devices at the same time, it does provide you guys 3700 watts, which is a lot of power efficiency. So definitely for this one right here, when you guys do look at it, it does provide a lot of power efficiency. And if you guys want to use the input and the output at the same time, it will work. But probably if you guys want to use all 3 of them at the same time while charging input at the same time, it will not work. If you guys were to plug in the input to charge up the product and use 2 devices at the same time, it will work on here. Where for this one right here, it probably will not work. You could probably only use one of them at a time, so keep that in mind. But that's pretty much everything that's on the product in terms of what you guys do get here for both of them. Both of them definitely does work, but this one definitely a lot more powerful for what you guys do get in C. One right now is to move everything to one side, and I'll show you guys how to use the wheel option on here, and also the handle option as well. Alright, so if you guys were to use the handle option on here, literally all you need to do is just turn it this way, and it pushes out. That's pretty much how far I can go for the handle. And if you guys do lift it up, it makes it so much easier for you guys to move it from one area to another, which is pretty awesome. And even if you guys want to bring it all the way up, if you guys want to do that, feel free to do so. And once you guys are ready to bring it back down, just use this part right here to lift it up. You might have to like push this part up as well. Otherwise, it might be hard for you guys to lift it up right here. So just like that, very easy and very simple. And it does support the weight on here, so that way when you guys do hold it on here, you don't have to worry about it breaking or falling apart. So definitely makes it very easy and very simple for you guys to move from one place to another, which is really convenient, especially considering how heavy the product is. It's definitely a lot heavier than the Delta 2 Max when you guys do compare it. But that's pretty much everything that's on the product. And if you guys are done using the product, just push back in very easily. If it doesn't lock in, make sure to push it in correctly to lock it in, just like that. And it's all set. All right. So now that we test out both of them to show you guys what you guys do get and how well it does work for each one of them, now to answer the question of whether or not it's actually worth it or not. So for both of these products, they are pretty worth it for what you guys do get. And obviously, you guys can't really go wrong with either one of these, either from this brand or from other brand, or even the smaller version. Like I mentioned, they do have the Delta 2 version, and they do have the River versions. The River version is a lot more small and compact for people to use for like small daily usage. But if you guys are planning to use a lot of like really powerful stuff for like camping or whatever, then you probably want to go for the Delta 2 Max, which is this one here. But if you guys do have a lot more powerful stuff, maybe if you guys are camping using an RV or something, then that is where one of the Delta Pro comes in handy. So I think for the Delta Pro, it's been out for a while, maybe even over 1 or 2 years. I just got this recently, so that's why I'm doing a comparison video for you guys now. But for the Delta Pro option, when you guys do look at it and compare the difference on here versus the new one right here, the new one right here definitely seems like there's a lot more features on here that the older version of the Delta Pro does not have. But the Delta Pro still has a lot of stuff that the Delta 2 Max does not have in terms of the RV charging option. And you still have like all these different ports on the side right here that show you guys in terms of the Infinity AC option, that remote option or the Ethernet option on here, and so much more. And obviously this is a larger unit on here, so it lasts a lot longer than this one here. I believe if you guys fully charge this one right here, it can probably give you guys more than 4 days of battery life on here, depending on what you guys are using it for and how much power it does generate. So both of these units, they are pretty worth it for what you guys do get. But if you guys want my honest opinion in terms of which one's the better option to go for me personally, I really want to say that the Delta 2 Max is a lot more worth it. But when you guys compare the power that's on both of these here, I think it's very obvious that the Delta Pro is still a lot more worth it for what you guys do get, if you can see how it does power 3 device. But I really like the Delta 2 Max because it's a lot more compact design for what you guys do get. Even though it doesn't have as much power in here, it still probably got a good amount of power on here, and the fan that's on here is not as loud compared to the Delta 2, and also not as loud as compared to like the Delta Pro version as well, since this is older version. So it will get really loud when you guys do charge it up over 3000 or 2700 watts, just like how you can see in the test. So in general, just getting any kind of power station to use at home or on the go is actually very nice in case if there is a power outage. But I feel like for the future, since it's heading towards more EV stuff, like EV vehicle, EV stuff, solar panel and everything to be more eco-friendly, it's gonna be really useful to have any kind of like power station just to have at home, just in case if there is a power outage. Because if there's a power outage, then you won't have any electricity. So it's very nice to have one of these backup home solutions just in case whenever you guys do need power. But then obviously for those guys who don't want or don't need one or have one of these, obviously don't buy one and save them on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys, so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.